Thank you for watching this video. Subscribe to my channel. Look, I've said this before, years ago, when I started making videos on this channel, and I repeated it past years. Now I'm going to remind you of it. You have this myth of rationality in the Western world. It has become dominant in the world today. And this myth goes that human beings do what is in their best long-term interest. That includes their safety, includes their also safety of their environment, their happiness. That is what you've been taught. The idea of liberalism is based upon this. And they use the following example often. Okay, if you have a product that costs 10 euros and you have another product which is kind of the same but it costs 20 euros, people go to one that costs 10 euros. Well, look, that's not really rationality. If you only have a limited amount of cash to spend, of course you need to watch out what you're spending it to. That's necessity. So a lot of people, they operate out of necessity. And of course, out of necessity, you would go for, if you want to buy a product like a jacket and you have one of 20 euros and you have a similar jacket just as good for 10 euros, of course you're going for the one for 10 euros. Why spending more than needed? And if you don't have much to spend, of course, out of necessity, you're going to the one of 10 euros. That's not rationality, that's necessity. Because there are consequences if they exceed their spending limit, and they don't want to face those consequences because those consequences can be harmful. They can't pay the rent, they end up homeless, people are going to blame them. And because they don't want that danger, they do what's necessary. And people call this rational. That's not rational. But okay. Now you know where this myth comes from and how people are taught this with examples that deceives them. Most people are not into rationality, have no interest in it. Most people, they want to be validated. It's self-validation that people are after. Now that you understand this, you will understand. Not really understand if you are familiar with it, but now you will capture why people do weird stuff. Why they turn on those that did them no harm. Sometimes people turn on those that did them good. And you think, what? Or sometimes people hold on to expectations that don't add up. Sometimes people don't want to see that their expectations don't add up. Now you understand why they are parenting methods that people have used over the ages that have proven to be harmful to children and to human society, but they keep holding on to them. Even though if they would just look at the way they parent their kids, they would realize this is wrong. Even if it's proven by observation, officially, that those parenting methods are wrong, they keep defending them. Why? Because they're not rational. They're not interested in true wisdom. They're only into self-validation. My ancestors did this, my parents did this to me, now I want to do it to someone else so I can feel good about me. They did it to me, now I have a right to do it on someone else, I'm invalidated. That is what people are after. Now you understand why, for example, in a neighborhood, you have young men that look for a fight with other young men, endangering their own lives. Why would they do such a stupid thing? Forming gangs and fighting one another. Here's the thing, they've been done dirty either by their parents, by the community, and now they want the self-validation of being someone, so they can't handle that someone did something to them, so now they transfer it onto someone else. And of course, you're not going to transfer it onto someone else that can harm them. You're going to transfer it onto someone else where they can get away with it. Of course, in every fight you will lose, but they want to lose less. So they don't go after everyone. What is it? This is self-validation. Why is, for example, that someone can be sentenced to jail for something he didn't do? If when you look at the case, people can see clearly this individual didn't commit this crime, but yet people are convinced he did it. What's going on? If they have to admit that they are wrong, they need to lose face with their relatives, with their spouses and all of that. So it's self-validation. And they rather sacrifice the well-being and the life of that wrongly convict than admit they've been wrong. Self-validation, that is what most people are after. Okay, I need to close now. Okay, just one more minute. Look, when you understand that the fallen mind is all about self-validation, it's all about relief seeking, once you understand this, now you can clearly see what's going on around you. Because if people were truly rational, then a lot of the stuff we see around us, this world wouldn't continue, not even for a day. The reason why this world has continued for centuries is because most people are not rational. They're only into relief seeking. That's why those that follow Christ must for faith relief seeking by agreeing with Christ. Well, that's it for now. Agree with Christ and be at peace.